Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be a reading that is kind of going to give you a little bit of insight on how to step into your magic and like the things that have been causing you delay, right? Like the whatever has been unfolding within your current reality. We're just going to get a peek in and kind of see. So some of you may be out there playing with the possibility of like telepathy, telepathic communication, understanding transmutation of like energy, that you are a walking energy source, right? Levitation, working with that lower chakra, the subtle warrior below. And causing yourself to like levitate, right? Understanding like there's something with like propulsion, jet propulsion. I don't know. Five of Cups. Somebody is kind of reevaluating like the doorways of opportunity, the doorways, your wishes, hopes, desires, like what you truly want to be a part of, right? Or, you know, even so, somebody could very well be like revisiting a past life of like a time where they were like and not crucified, right? But like tortured, like gone through like torment for the gifts, the pathways, the threads of connection, the following impulse but not following impulse, right? Because if you are truly in connection with your higher self, then you would not be led down a pathway of darkness, right? Or of resistance. And like honoring that whole process through like what you've been exploring is kind of helping you get onto a higher timeline. And it's understanding that like the things that have been the roadblocks for your gifts have been predetermined, and that's like a hard one to dispel or chew on, right? Because a lot of people don't understand why anybody would pick the lesson of a hard physical ailment. And in actuality, as long as we are vibrating into the vibrational love and acceptance for the things that have unfolded around us, right? Because there's always an obstacle, and once you overcome that obstacle in the vibration of love or peace or understanding, right, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be frustrated at the process, but it's really like the understanding that you are connected to everything, right? And it's through this reflection, this mirrored reflection of like those things that have been like kind of holding you at bay or like causing resistance, right, to the how you're currently moving or the way you used to move. It's kind of like the understanding that your thoughts are in fact creating your reality, and because you are so potent, like you essentially are making these things like manifesting. It's like through like, so people are, a lot of people know about frequency, vibration, and like communication, and how when you speak to self, like your body is essentially a reflection of like the what you are speaking. And so like maybe you're playing with this right now, maybe you're in the process of kind of understanding through like stillness, that's what like that's the reflection of the journey of how you've ended up where you've ended up currently, right? And like through this releasing or understanding, it's kind of lifting your energetic body into a lighter frequency. So then that way you can in turn follow your passion of the what you want to explore, yeah, it's like no longer feeding into the what people have told you is your identity, right? Like you are then exploring like the own part of you, of what brings you joy, what things bring you into alignment with self. And so by focusing on, wherever you have earth placements in your chart, it's essentially the thing that's been activating you into a state of wholeness or into a state of alignment. It's kind of like the bringing it into the current reality of that is. Yeah. So take time to just breathe out, like the root chakra, the thing that it's kind of like those sorrow points. And they're kind of showing me like the right knee. And like honoring, like, right, if you do have pain in your knee, like just tell it you see it. And, you know, move into like your hopes, wishes, dreams, desires. It's like with the understanding that like your sorrows and your woes are showing themselves to you so that you can truly release the what has been keeping you out of your hopes, wishes, dreams, desires, like the last little bit of your death and rebirth cycle. As you're proceeding forward, it's almost like you are now selecting which cups you will be filling and what things that you want to emulsify into this next phase. It's kind of like releasing and letting go of the it's kind of interesting because like prior to meditation they were showing me like old frequencies of like keeping you in like despair and like thinking that you weren't a conscious creator. And understand like the things that we feed our eyes and our ears are affecting our energetic body. And so like understanding what your enemy is working with, right? Like how there has been this falsification of what you need to fill your own cup, where you need to overindulge, right? And it's like through these frequencies, like you're stepping into your own self-mastery by understanding exactly what the enemy is working with. Like you then take up brand new contracts to put you into a higher state of being. It's like you then align with conscious creation of the divine feminine. It's like you understand your loyalty and you understand like your anonymity. And so like you're balancing between these two frequencies within self. It's kind of like they're just showing me it's like through like your understanding as you conceptualize the things that have kept people in poverty. I don't know where this is coming from, so just go with me there. But it has something to do with like the cosmic lineup, the frequencies of the stars. And it's kind of like the days of controlling. They're showing me, Egypt. They're showing me like empires, Rome, like how everybody's fallen through the years, and it always ends up being from an interlude. There's always how you can delay it, but in actuality, like at a certain point, like again, the masses will rise within the frequencies of like understanding what cup you should be feeling. And it's like your happiness and your joy and what brings you peace is not going to look like someone else's. And so as you're leaning into the frequencies as you proceed forward, right, like you are then now realigning without vision. It's almost like you now know what makes you happy and what is your core identity of how you want to proceed forward, right? And so every time you encounter a frequency that you are going to equivalent to a impoverished state of mind, right? A where you used to be, a state of angst, depression, not seeing forward progress, right? As you are understanding this, like you then are stepping into like this balanced energy. It's kind of like you then realize what you need to transmute. You're cataloging and realizing where your patterns have lied, where you have experienced patterns through family experiences, seeing patterns replay themselves, understanding, believing that life is a cycle, when in actuality you change the script whenever you desire. You just have to lean into the delays and understand that like you are the light and you are the dark. Like what are you single-handedly choosing in this current reality, right? Like it may feel like life is like ruins, but you're not seeing the undergrowth of the pieces of the puzzle that are putting you into a state of victory, right? Like you don't understand that the seeds that you've already planted are now in a state of like growing and abundantly with the right food and the right nutrients, like seeing this massive amounts of growth. And so like you really need to understand that like wherever there has felt a dry spell or it's not happening yet, or like an impediment, right? Like, oh, that was a roadblock. They're showing me, I want to clear these out of you right now, right? So like just take a moment and just ground your energy. And I'm just going to pull a couple of cards, and if these energies resonate with you, if they light up in your body, like then just identify and say, I see you, and it's time to release it, right? So if any of you in the past, I'd say 8 months, have been going through a state of where your physical body feels like it's been under threat, or where you've been operating out of fight or flight, or things have just been feeling like it's a broken record, right? Wherever that is, just give honor to that energy and understand that it has been a choice, good, bad, or indifferent. However the energy has been impeded in your body, right? Whether it's I don't know, they're showing me like that parasite cleaning is definitely needed, right? And so where your security has been impeded, where you feel like you've only been in darkness, where your thoughts of lack and not enoughness has been like literally dimming your light, right? Where you feel like there has been a state of jealousy of it never happens to me, the judging of people, the tearing down instead of picking up. Like honor those energies that have been triggered inside an internal woundedness within your child, right? Like because those things, those heavy energies are essentially the things that are keeping you out of your highest vibration of self, where you then can create the vibration through love of whatever you wish to create. It's kind of like through the activeness of that, like you're then allowing that activeness to be happening in another person, and like through that voice of surrender, that's where that's coming from. So give honor to it. See where it's lighting up in your physical form, right? See what color you need a little bit more of. And I'm just seeing like a sunburst happening at the solar plex, just opening wide up, kind of like a yellow, blue, or yellow, pink, orange. And maybe you need a little bit of teal, like to match the sky. And attune to the divine, right? Attune yourself with your higher self, with your connection to God, source energy. I'm a firm believer that one should work within their own energy, and one should become a sovereign being in a body, right? I don't need anybody's energy. I have my own energy. And so a lot of things out in the current world will attempt to hold and grab onto your energetic form. It's very important for those of you that are consciously doing energy healing, that you are cutting cords at the end of your sessions, very much so. Remember, frequency is key in all things. Understanding the vibration of what you're setting out to clear these energies, and understand that when these things show up in you or in people you're working with, understanding that it's all about like the leaning into the root cause of the why and how come, the what is this state of darkness imploding on, what was the trigger point for this, and like leaning into the divine and asking for that assistance, understanding like that. And again, they're pointing out to me, it's like the scrutiny, it's the feeling like you're under a microscope, this urgency, this state of angst and unpreparedness. And so it literally shakes and rocks the foundation. And so as you're remembering those energies, like leaning into your heart center, into the divine of the what is, right? Into the cosmos. Is that it? So change, letting go, and embracing the moment. Everything is indeed out of control, and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. So all of these are the last things that you need to do to step into this state of attuning with the divine. Just checking to see if there's anything else that I'm missing. But they just said everything was said that needed to be said. This is going to end up being for Capricorn. If something in this resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I am going to start doing readings. If anybody would like a clearing, they are going to be $77.77. And if you have any other questions, all the information is below. Until next time, be well, and ciao.